Elon Musk's $6,700 tiny house is finally hitting the market. This isn't just a house, it's a game changer. A home so affordable, so efficient, it could solve one of America's most pressing problems: accessible home ownership. What Musk has created will redefine the housing market forever. How did Musk create a home for just $6,700? Can this tiny house really solve America's housing crisis? What does this innovation mean for you and your future? Stick around, because this could change how we all think about owning a home. What's happening? Housing has become one of America's most critical issues. Home prices are skyrocketing, rents are climbing, and wages aren't keeping up. For millions, owning a home feels like a distant dream. Enter Musk. With his collaboration with Boxable, a construction company known for its modular, foldable homes, Musk has launched an initiative that could change everything. At the center of this idea is the $6,700 tiny house. It's not just affordable, it's sustainable, modular, and designed to be set up within 24 hours. This is Musk's answer to a question millions of people are asking: how can we make home ownership possible again? But why tiny homes? Because they solve multiple problems at once. They require less space, fewer resources, and lower costs, all while delivering a livable, eco-friendly solution. Musk sees this as more than a product. It's a shift in how we think about housing, sustainability, and affordability. But if the idea is so perfect, why isn't it everywhere? Let's explore the challenges holding back Musk's vision. The barriers to affordable housing. Despite the bold vision, there are real obstacles stopping these homes from becoming the norm. The biggest? Zoning laws. Across the United States, strict regulations dictate what can be built and where. These tiny homes don't always fit into existing legal frameworks, especially in cities where land is scarce and expensive. Then there's public skepticism. Can something so affordable really be high quality? Critics argue that the low price means compromises on durability, comfort, or long-term livability. Questions about insulation, weather resistance, and even resale value create doubts for potential buyers. Another issue? Perception. In a world where bigger is often seen as better, convincing people to embrace a compact lifestyle is no small task. While minimalists and eco-conscious buyers are on board, many others still associate tiny homes with limitations rather than possibilities. Musk's tiny house has potential, but these barriers, legal, societal, and practical, are slowing its widespread adoption. But here's the big question: how could this concept affect you, the housing market, and the world? The ripple effect. Musk's $6,700 tiny house could be a game changer, but what does it mean for you? For first-time homebuyers, this innovation opens doors that have been shut for years. Imagine owning a house without a mortgage that weighs you down for decades. That's a dream Musk is trying to turn into reality. For renters, this concept could redefine what it means to find affordable living spaces. If these tiny homes gain traction, rental markets could face real competition, forcing landlords to rethink pricing and contracts. This is especially significant in cities where housing costs are spiraling out of control. The broader housing market is also on notice. If Musk's concept works, it could challenge traditional construction companies, real estate developers, and even policymakers. Entire neighborhoods could shift toward modular living, with cities adopting smaller, more sustainable housing solutions. And for industries tied to housing, like utilities and insurance, this could mean adapting to a new model of living. Homes that use less energy, require minimal maintenance, and are portable create new opportunities and challenges. We've seen the vision and the potential impact, but how does it all come together? Let's break down the assembly process. How does this all work? The brilliance of Musk's tiny house lies not just in its affordability, but in how easily it comes to life. Thanks to Boxable's modular design, these homes can be shipped compactly and unfolded into a livable space in less than 24 hours. Here's how it works. The house is transported in its folded state, making it easy to deliver using standard trucks. Once on site, a professional team assembles it, connects utilities, and secures it on a foundation. No long construction timelines, no excessive labor costs, just simplicity. This process isn't just quick, it's scalable. For individual buyers, it means moving into a home faster than ever before. For developers, it offers a solution to build entire communities of affordable homes in record time. And the best part? It's sustainable. The materials are eco-friendly, the design minimizes waste, and optional solar panels make it possible to live off-grid. Musk's tiny house isn't just a product, it's a blueprint for the future of housing. Now that you know how this tiny house works, let's break down the costs and see if it's truly as affordable as it seems. The dream of a $6,700 home. $6,700. It's a number that sounds almost too good to be true in today's housing market, where even modest homes cost hundreds of thousands. Elon Musk's tiny house is being hailed as the answer to making home ownership accessible. But what does that figure actually cover? Is the dream as affordable as it seems? While the base price is attention-grabbing, the reality comes with additional costs that potential buyers must consider. At its core, the $6,700 price tag includes the essentials. This covers the modular frame, basic interior features like a small living area, kitchen, and bathroom, as well as its compact yet functional design. For someone looking for a starter home or a minimalist lifestyle, this is an incredible value. But what happens when you factor in customization, transportation, and land? Let's break it all down to understand the true cost of owning Musk's revolutionary tiny home. The base price. The $6,700 figure represents the absolute minimum you would pay for Musk's tiny house. This price includes the foundational structure, a modular unit designed by Boxable, a company known for its foldable and transportable home solutions. The base model features high-performance insulation, multifunctional furniture, and essential appliances like an induction cooktop, a mini fridge, and a compact stainless steel sink. It's important to note that while the house is small, it doesn't compromise on modern comforts. The interior design maximizes every inch of the 375 square feet. Even the bathroom, which features a full-size shower, an eco-friendly toilet, and a small sink, is carefully planned to feel spacious. The layout is sleek, efficient, and adaptable, ideal for those looking to live simply without sacrificing quality. However, the base price doesn't include customization. While the standard design is functional, many buyers may want to personalize their homes to better fit their needs and tastes. These additional features come at a cost, which is where the affordability of the tiny house can start to shift. Customization costs. One of the most appealing aspects of Musk's tiny house is its flexibility. Buyers can customize their homes with a range of options, from upgraded materials to energy-efficient features like solar panels. But these upgrades come with price tags that can significantly increase the overall cost. For example, adding solar panels to make the home more sustainable could cost anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000, depending on the size and capacity of the system. While this might seem expensive, it's an investment that could pay off over time by reducing utility bills and enabling off-grid living. Similarly, upgrading the flooring, cabinetry, or finishes can range from $1,000 to $3,000, depending on the materials chosen, and these costs give buyers the freedom to make the house truly their own. But they also highlight the fact that the $6,700 price tag is just the starting point. For those seeking a more personalized or luxurious experience, the total cost can rise quickly. The hidden expense. The biggest variable in the cost of Musk's tiny house isn't the house itself, it's the land it sits on. Unlike traditional homes, which often come with land as part of the purchase price, buyers of tiny homes must separately acquire or lease a plot where their house can be installed. The cost of land varies widely depending on location. In rural areas, an acre of land can cost as little as $3,000 to $10,000, making it an affordable option for those looking to live off the grid. However, in urban or suburban areas, land prices can skyrocket. A small plot in a city could cost $100,000 or more, dwarfing the cost of the house itself. Beyond the purchase price, buyers must also consider zoning laws and permits. Many municipalities have strict regulations about what can be built on certain types of land, and tiny homes often fall into legal gray areas. Obtaining the necessary permits can add both time and money to the process. Utility connections. Even after purchasing land, there's still the matter of connecting the house to essential utilities like water, electricity, and sewage. The cost of these connections depends on the existing infrastructure of the site. If the land already has access to utilities, the expenses might be minimal, ranging from $1,500 to $5,000 for basic hookups. However, for properties without existing utility lines, the cost can rise dramatically. Trenching, installing pipelines, and building infrastructure can add $10,000 or more to the total cost. For those planning to live off-grid, installing alternative systems like rainwater collection tanks or composting toilets may offer a cost-effective solution, but these options still require an initial investment. Transportation and setup. Another factor to consider is the cost of transporting and setting up the house. While Musk's tiny home is designed to be compact and easy to ship, delivery still comes at a price. Depending on the distance from the manufacturing site, transportation costs can range from $500 to $2,500. Once the house arrives, it needs to be assembled on a prepared foundation. The modular design allows for quick setup, often completed in less than 24 hours, but the process still requires professional labor. While this cost is relatively low compared to traditional construction, it's an expense that potential buyers must account for. The final price, how does it compare? When all these factors are combined, the true cost of Musk's tiny house can vary significantly. A buyer in a rural area with access to utilities and minimal customizations might spend as little as $15,000, including land and setup. On the other hand, a buyer in a city with extensive upgrades and complex utility connections could end up spending over $100,000. Even at the higher end, the tiny house remains a more affordable option compared to traditional housing. The average cost of a standard home in the United States is $400,000, with monthly mortgage payments often exceeding $1,500. By contrast, Musk's tiny house offers a low-cost, low-maintenance alternative that can help buyers save money and achieve homeownership sooner. A new kind of home for a new kind of homeowner. The $6,700 tiny house isn't just a product, it's a solution. But who exactly is this revolutionary concept designed for? The answer is as diverse as the housing challenges it seeks to address. From young professionals breaking into home ownership for the first time to retirees looking to downsize, Elon Musk's tiny house caters to a wide array of needs and lifestyles. Let's explore how this innovation is reshaping what it means to own a home. For first-time homebuyers, the traditional housing market can feel like an impossible mountain to climb. The average home in the United States costs $400,000, a daunting figure for anyone, let alone young professionals still building their careers. Add student loans, stagnant wages, and rising living costs into the mix, and the prospect of owning a home feels out of reach for millions. This is where Musk's tiny house comes in. With its low entry price and efficient design, it offers a realistic pathway to home ownership. Instead of committing to decades of debt with a 30-year mortgage, buyers can own their homes outright for a fraction of the cost. The modular nature of the house also means it can be expanded over time, allowing young buyers to start small and grow as their needs change. Imagine a 25-year-old professional who's tired of paying rent. With Musk's tiny house, they could potentially buy a piece of rural land, set up the home, and live mortgage-free within a few months. This freedom allows them to save for the future, invest in education or travel, or even start a business, all without being weighed down by massive housing expenses. Retirees and the downsizing movement. While first-time buyers are an obvious fit, Musk's tiny house also speaks to retirees and those looking to downsize. For many older adults, maintaining a large family home becomes unnecessary and expensive once children move out. Downsizing to a smaller, more manageable living space offers financial and practical benefits, from reduced maintenance costs to lower utility bills. The tiny house provides an ideal solution for this demographic. Its compact design eliminates the need for extensive cleaning and upkeep, while its energy-efficient features help minimize monthly expenses. Additionally, the home's eco-friendly design aligns with the values of retirees who are increasingly conscious of their environmental impact. Tiny house living also offers a chance to embrace a simpler, more minimalist lifestyle. By reducing possessions and focusing on what truly matters, downsizers can experience a sense of freedom and clarity that's difficult to achieve in a traditional home. For retirees, this means spending less time worrying about their living situation and more time enjoying their golden years. The minimalist and eco-conscious buyer. In recent years, minimalism has evolved from a niche lifestyle into a mainstream movement. People are realizing that bigger isn't always better, and that true happiness often comes from owning less. Musk's tiny house fits perfectly into this philosophy, offering a small but functional space that encourages intentional living. Minimalists aren't the only ones drawn to the concept. Environmental concerns have made sustainable living a top priority for many buyers, and the tiny house's eco-friendly features are a significant selling point. With high-performance insulation, water-saving fixtures, and optional solar panels, it's designed to minimize its environmental footprint without compromising on comfort. For eco-conscious buyers, the house's adaptability is another bonus. Whether you want to live entirely off-grid or integrate the home into an existing community, its modular design allows for flexibility. This makes it an appealing choice for those who value sustainability and self-sufficiency. Tiny house communities. The appeal of Musk's tiny house extends beyond individual buyers. It has the potential to reshape entire communities. Across the United States, tiny house neighborhoods are emerging as a response to rising housing costs and urban sprawl. These communities prioritize sustainability, affordability, and a strong sense of connection among residents. Imagine a development where dozens of Musk's tiny houses are arranged in a compact but functional layout. Shared resources like community gardens, renewable energy systems, and recreation spaces would foster collaboration and reduce costs for everyone involved. Such neighborhoods could be particularly beneficial for groups like retirees, young families, or even college students seeking affordable housing near universities. These tiny house communities also challenge traditional urban planning. By prioritizing density and efficiency, they provide a blueprint for sustainable growth in both rural and urban areas. Cities struggling with housing shortages could use this model to create affordable living spaces without the need for large-scale construction projects. A lifeline for disaster relief and homelessness. One of the most exciting applications of Musk's tiny house is its potential to address urgent social challenges, such as disaster relief and homelessness. In the aftermath of natural disasters, housing shortages often leave thousands of people displaced for months or even years. The tiny house's quick assembly and low cost make it an ideal solution for temporary or permanent shelter in affected areas. Similarly, the house could play a significant role in combating homelessness, with governments and non-profit organizations looking for cost-effective ways to provide shelter. Musk's concept offers a scalable option. By creating tiny house communities for homeless individuals and families, cities could provide not just housing, but also a sense of stability and dignity. While these initiatives would require collaboration between private companies, governments, and community organizations, they demonstrate the versatility of Musk's tiny house. It's not just a product for individuals, it's a tool that could help solve some of society's most pressing problems. Challenges in adoption. Despite its versatility, the tiny house faces barriers to adoption. For one, zoning laws remain a significant hurdle. In many areas, regulations prevent tiny homes from being used as permanent residences, limiting their potential. Buyers must navigate complex legal frameworks to ensure their homes comply with local codes, a process that can be time-consuming and costly. Financing is another challenge. While the tiny house is far more affordable than traditional housing, most mortgage lenders aren't set up to finance homes of this size and cost. Specialized loans or new financial products will be necessary to make the concept accessible to a broader audience. Additionally, societal attitudes toward tiny homes are still evolving. While younger generations and minimalists may embrace the idea, others may see it as a step backward. Overcoming these perceptions will require education and a shift in how people think about housing and space. Revolutionizing the housing market. Elon Musk's $6,700 tiny house isn't just a solution for affordable living, it's a potential disruptor of the entire housing industry. While traditional homes have remained largely the same for decades, this innovative concept challenges every assumption about how we build, own, and live in homes. But can it truly reshape the future of housing? Let's explore how this tiny house could redefine the way we think about living spaces, the challenges it faces, and the opportunities it presents. For over a century, the housing market has been dominated by traditional construction methods and long-term mortgages. These systems, while familiar, are inherently inefficient and exclusionary. Building a home often takes months or years and involves significant labor, materials, and land costs. Meanwhile, mortgages can lock homeowners into decades of debt, limiting financial freedom and leaving many people unable to enter the market at all. Musk's tiny house changes the game. Its modular, prefabricated design streamlines construction, reducing the time and cost required to build a home. The ability to transport the house in a compact state and assemble it within 24 hours eliminates much of the inefficiency associated with traditional construction. This model isn't just faster and cheaper, it's more adaptable, allowing for scalable solutions that can meet a wide range of housing needs. The implications for the housing market are profound. If tiny houses like Musk's gain mainstream acceptance, they could force traditional developers and construction companies to innovate or risk becoming obsolete. The industry would shift from large, sprawling developments to more compact, sustainable, and customizable housing options, providing consumers with greater choice and affordability. Overcoming regulatory barriers. While the concept is revolutionary, its success depends on overcoming significant regulatory hurdles. Zoning laws and building codes remain one of the biggest challenges for tiny homes. In many municipalities, these regulations were written with traditional housing in mind and fail to account for the unique needs and advantages of smaller modular homes. For Musk's tiny house to thrive, policymakers must adapt. This could mean updating zoning laws to allow tiny homes as permanent residences, simplifying the permitting process, or creating designated areas for tiny house communities. Some cities like Portland, Oregon, and Austin, Texas have already begun embracing these changes, but widespread adoption will require a coordinated effort across local, state, and federal governments. Another regulatory challenge is infrastructure. Tiny homes often require different utility setups compared to traditional houses, particularly for those opting for off-grid living. Ensuring these homes can integrate seamlessly with existing systems, or providing incentives for sustainable alternatives like solar power, will be key to their success. Financing the future. One of the most practical barriers to tiny home adoption is financing. Traditional mortgage systems aren't designed for homes priced under $50,000. Banks and lenders often view tiny homes as unconventional investments, making it difficult for buyers to secure loans. This financial gap poses a significant obstacle, especially for first-time buyers or those with limited savings. Innovative financing solutions will be critical to bridging this gap. Specialized loans tailored to tiny homes, community financing initiatives, and partnerships between private companies and governments could help make these homes more accessible. For example, banks could create micro-mortgages with shorter terms and lower interest rates, reflecting the reduced cost of tiny homes compared to traditional properties. Additionally, rental models could play a role in popularizing tiny houses. Musk's design is well suited for short-term rentals, mobile housing solutions, and even subscription-based living arrangements. By introducing more flexible options, the tiny house could appeal to a wider audience, including those who aren't ready to commit to permanent ownership. The role of mass production. To truly revolutionize the housing market, Musk's tiny house must scale up. The key to its affordability lies in its efficient production process, which allows for high-quality homes to be manufactured at a fraction of the cost of traditional construction. Scaling this process to meet growing demand will require significant investment in manufacturing infrastructure and logistics. Boxable, the company behind the modular design, has already demonstrated the potential for mass production. Its foldable houses are built in factories using assembly line techniques, ensuring consistent quality and reducing waste. As demand for Musk's tiny house grows, expanding these factories and streamlining distribution will be essential. Mass production also opens the door to global markets. Housing affordability is a universal issue, and Musk's concept has the potential to address challenges in countries around the world. From urban housing shortages in Europe to rural development in Africa and Asia, the tiny house could provide scalable, adaptable solutions for diverse needs. Environmental impacts and sustainability. The tiny house isn't just about affordability, it's also a step forward in sustainable living. With its small footprint, energy-efficient features, and optional solar panels, Musk's design minimizes its environmental impact while maximizing comfort and functionality. For buyers, this means lower utility bills and a reduced carbon footprint. But the environmental benefits extend beyond individual homes. By promoting smaller living spaces, Musk's concept challenges the culture of excess that has long defined the housing industry. Tiny homes require fewer resources to build, heat, and maintain, making them a more sustainable option for a world facing climate change and resource scarcity. If adopted on a large scale, tiny homes could play a significant role in reducing urban sprawl. By creating dense, efficient communities, they preserve natural landscapes and reduce the infrastructure demands associated with traditional developments. This shift could help cities become more sustainable and resilient in the face of environmental challenges. Despite its promise, the tiny house faces significant challenges. Beyond regulatory and financial barriers, there is the question of public perception. While younger generations and minimalists may embrace the concept, others may see tiny homes as a compromise or even a downgrade from traditional housing. Education and awareness will be key to overcoming these perceptions. By highlighting the benefits of tiny living, affordability, sustainability, and flexibility, advocates can shift the narrative and inspire more people to consider this alternative. Another challenge is competition. As the popularity of tiny homes grows, other companies are likely to enter the market with their own designs. While this could drive innovation, it also means Musk's tiny house will need to differentiate itself to maintain its competitive edge. Now we want to hear from you what you think about this. Let us know your thoughts in the comment below.